Welcome to Freak Back, y'all. I swear I had intentions of getting cute today, but then when I thought about it, I'm like, I don't think I want to get cute for this video because I don't know where my emotions are gonna be, for this video and whatnot. So we just not gonna do that. So I'm gonna try not to say so many times because damn. Let me see. I'm recording in my room this time because I really didn't. I really wanted to record the video, but I really didn't want to sit in there, and I feel like it's a lot quieter in here. I can have my fan blowing and all that good stuff. And I'm recording on my one of my old phones, so last two videos are camera quality, so if the quality is different, that's why. But um, make sure make sure you all like, comment, and subscribe. My next few videos is going to be, my journey of becoming a single mother by choice. Like I told y'all before, save your raggedy opinions, because it's my life, not yours. It's not affecting you in no type of way. So this video is going to be about my miscarriage that I had back in October. Okay, so I'm gonna start from my first IUI, which is where I ended last time. And for y'all that don't know what IUI is intra, I don't know how to say it, intrauterine insemination. I think that's how you pronounce it. If not too much. Okay. It is not IVF. I know a lot of people know more about IVF or heard of IVF and not IUI and ICI, ICI is at home insemination. Okay, so ICI stands for intracervical insemination. So basically, you're at home doing that insemination yourself, and it's when sperm is inserted into the, I don't know if I can say sperm, when male marchers are inserted into the cervix, which serves as the passageway to the uterus. And IUI, I believe. So IUI, yes, intrauterine insemination. The process involves placing specially prepared male marchers directly into the uterus using a catheter or a speculum. So that's the difference. The doctor pretty much does the IUI, and the, what's it called? You or a partner or a friend, whoever you have, or yourself, do the insemination at home, and they send you the kit and all that if you elect to do that option. So I'm going to start from my first IUI, the dates leading up to it and all that. So on, oh wait, this is not the first one. I had an appointment on September 25th for them to monitor my eggs, because I had the week before, I started taking with letrozole, which is I think it was one pill a day for 5 days to like kind of increase or like speed up the growth of the egg. And I did that appointment on Monday, September 25th. What are you doing? Stop being weird. You're so cute, but stop being weird. And then on everything looked good. I think the egg was about maybe 17, which I mentioned in the last video, it has to be 18 to fertilize and all that. So overnight it can grow. I had my insemination was the next day, which was the 26th, Tuesday. But that Monday, let me back up. That Monday, they gave me a trigger shot in my belly. It's like a few inches away from my belly button. They give you a trigger shot, which I mentioned before. Also, is to trigger the ovulation. Speed up. They do time it with your ovulation as well. Like I said, I do ovulate normally, but for best chances, they still recommend that you do the trigger shot, which is great. So I had that appointment at 11:30. Well, I had to be there at 11:30. The actual insemination was going to be at 1:30, because the 11:30 is for paperwork, And like I said, to make sure you're coming to your appointment and they can go ahead and start unthawing the male marchers. Stop it. Stop being weird. Just keep doing stranger stuff. You're not going to interrupt my video again. So, like I said, Monday they did the trigger shot, and then Tuesday was my insemination day. Now, let's go to when I wrote down my symptoms and things like that. Excuse me. So, after I got my trigger, well, after the insemination, I felt they let you lay there, legs up, you know, cool. And then, I might have video or pictures from that. I'll insert it if I do. If not, then I don't have it. And later in the day, I did feel a little bloated, you know, in my lower belly or my abdomen, whatever it is. I did feel bloated there. And then we're going to fast forward to September 30th. So I had nausea, cramps, and I was in a terrible mood that day. And I don't know how severe the nausea and the cramps were. I don't think they were that bad. It's probably just a little woozy. Well, not woozy, but just a little nauseous, you know. And with the cramping inside my uterus and stuff like that. And then October 1st, I put cramping in all caps. I'll probably screenshot this and put it on the screen too so y'all can see. But I put it in all caps, so I know I was cramping like crazy that day. And I believe it was in my uterus, and it said feels like how my cramps are when my cycle is actually on. Not about to start, like actually on. Because when mine is about to start, it is a little, it don't get super intense, but it's annoying. But like when it's actually on, like the first few days, it's like pretty intense. But it's not, I don't know. Some people may feel like I'm dramatic, but I don't have no painful, like super painful cycles, you know. So and I was like, some are kind of painful today. Back hurts, queasy, tired, boobs a little sore when they move. That's another reason I like to wear tight sports bras, because I don't like for my boobs to move at all. And then like early pregnancy and after this, my boobs, they get sore. So with the trigger shot, it does have the HCG hormone in it, which is pregnancy hormone. That's why they tell you do not test early. You're supposed to wait 2 weeks. This right here where I'm reading is my 2-week wait. That wait is so hard. I'm not even gonna hold you. Trying out the symptom spot is so hard. Like I was trying out the symptom spot, but I did pay attention to my body because I want to document it, you know, for when I do these videos. But I didn't sit in like symptom spot like, ooh, what's that? Ooh, that's so different. Ooh, does that mean I'm pregnant? You know, things like that. I didn't do that. I did get on YouTube to see what other people's symptoms were, but I wasn't like driving myself crazy symptom watching, because you can't drive yourself crazy doing that and trick yourself into thinking, you know, maybe I actually am pregnant. But somehow with this one, I knew off the rip that I was definitely pregnant. But I think this is the day I was in the bathroom at work, leaning on the counter, like having to just like lay back and stretch like that, because I was just like, I had my hands on the counter leaning and stretching out because I was just in so much pain. I'm pretty sure that was that day. Okay, October 2nd. Ooh, that's my brother and sister birthday. October 2nd, I had sharp pains in my left boob. I was emotional. My back was hurting. I was on the toilet pooping. I was nauseous around like afternoon time, around 1:30ish, like when I'm getting off work. I had extreme stomach pains, likely from gas. Work pants were tight. Like I said, I bloated immediately. Like even in the beginning of my pregnancy, like some people will see pictures of people with little bumps in like the first few weeks of their pregnancy, like at 6 weeks, and people were like, oh, that's not realistic. Yes it is. Yeah, because I was bloated. Like my pants, my work pants, they're actually on my bed right here, and no, they not dirty. They clean. I just can't wear those pants right now. I wear my maternity pants, so not so much. But I couldn't button them all the way up. I think I had probably like the first two unbuttoned, 2 or 3 unbuttoned, and then oh wait, it says work pants are tight, and the first button isn't even buttoned, so they were still tight, and I had the first button open. And then I also had a headache and severe bloating because I put bloating in all caps. So on October 3rd, he asked me what day it was. It's October 3rd. If you know, you know. And so on October 3rd, I put that I was a little emotional. My back was hurting and I was having light cramping. I don't know what I was emotional about. Don't ask me because I didn't specify. Maybe I was just randomly emotional. Who knows? And October 4th, I remember this day. My body was overheating. I was having hot flashes. It's like my uterus had this warm feeling. It was weird. I don't know exactly how to explain it, but it's like my uterus had a warm feeling to it. I really don't know how to make it make sense. I had a backache. The back of my nose like felt dry, like my nasal passage and stuff. It was dry, and I put that it felt like it was just like a big booger sitting back there, like the pain, the way it feels. I don't know if y'all know exactly how it feels, but yeah. I remember this day. So I was in before we started work, everybody on shift we come together, discuss what we have for the day, appointments, you know, things like that, and we call it roll call. So I remember standing at roll call and I'm just looking around. I'm like, is anybody else hot? I shouldn't be talking at roll call, but I need to know if I was tripping or not. But I'm just like, it's hot. Like, I was just getting really hot. My body was heating up, and then it was just going, the heat, it was like going, like coming and going. And I'm just like, and then I was just standing there, and I was just getting so hot. I was standing there in my uniform. I'm just like, it's hot. And then when it was over, I was like, am I tripping or is anybody else hot in here? Like, I'm really hot right now. So I remember I got on Google and I looked it up, and it said hot flashes in early pregnancy. I didn't know if I was pregnant yet, but I assumed that was. It said usually means twins or something. I'm like, no. I'm like, Lord, please, no, don't do me like that. I'm already choosing to go at this on my own. 2 kids at once. No. Okay, so the 5th of October, I put fatigue, gassy, crampy, and moody. The 6th of October, my boobs were sore. I was nauseous. And so before I say this, so with the trigger shot, like I said, it has HCG, pregnancy hormone, in it. So if you test early, you will get a positive pregnancy test. Some people will test out of the trigger shot, which is around day 8 is usually when you'll finally get the negative, you'll finally get the negative test, meaning the trigger shot is out of your system. I was a little, what's wrong with you, Harley? You okay? You crazy? Is Harley crazy? Anyway, like I said, it was when it tests out. I was a little impatient, and I know the trigger shot will be going out of your system. What was that? By day 8. So I think it was, I don't know if it was either day 9 or day 10. Let me count. Okay, so yes, on my day 10, I don't remember if I did it. I think I did it the night of day 10. I don't know if it was the night of day 10 or the night of day 9, but I think it was the night of day 10. I took so the night of day 9, I think it was, I took one of these, like the little strips. It's like the little thin strip. If I'll find the brand if I put it on there. Well, no, I'm not going to post the brand because, well, yeah, I will, if you want to use that kind. But I would say for that brand that you don't really get super dark, test. I don't know if it's just my levels were not high enough, that's why, or what. But when I was seeing other people's on the reviews, theirs wasn't either. But usually once it dries, then you can actually see the line way better. But I think it was the night of day 9, I was just playing around with one of the tests because I was like, let me see how it works. And I was just like, let me see. And then I was getting in the shower, I was about to get in the shower, and I look, and I could see a very, very, very faint line. I'm like, am I tripping? And I'm like looking, because I'm just like, if I have a picture, I'm gonna post that. And I told you, I think on the last video, you might have a squint on some of them, because my tests were very faint. Even with this pregnancy, they were faint in like the first, because you're supposed to wait the 2 weeks, and I was only on day 10. Day 14, it was of course darker, but, and day 11, like the days after, you know, it just got darker. But you know, I'm like twisting and turning. I'm putting my phone light on. I'm like, I see a line, and I didn't want to think I was crazy, so I was just like, because when I saw it, I just like kind of start panicking. I'm just like, maybe I'm seeing stuff. So I was like, okay, let me chill out. And I kept looking at it. I'm like, I see the freaking line. And so I was just like, silence out. So, okay. On day 6, like I was saying, I had sore boobs, I was nauseous, I had a headache, and I had got my first positive first response test. I'm going to post on the screen. Don't do too much. I told y'all, you got to squint. You got to squint. You probably won't even be able to see it unless you pause the video, zoom in. Don't even do all that. But it was there. Just know it was there. And then I got two positives of the little test strips I was just talking about. And then, but my digital, clear blue digital, was negative. It said not pregnant. And I know because it was still way too early for it to pick up, for that test to actually pick it up. So I was like, okay, I believe the other 3 tests, but we're gonna see. And that day I was super nauseous, because I put it in all caps and I drugged the word out. I had cramps and I had developed a cough. Day 7, or not day 7, October 7th, my uterus feel like it was like expanding. I don't know if that makes sense, or if anybody know what that feel like, but it just felt like my uterus was being stretched. It was just growing or something. I don't know. I mean, granted, it was a little peanut in there growing, my little beanie in there growing, but it was still, you know, real tiny. But that's what it felt like. I had cramps in my nips, light uterus cramps and twinges. People do say a lot of times that you feel with pregnancy, well, with like your cycle, is more so just a cramp, regular cramp, and then when you're pregnant, it's like twinges. It can be hard to, you know, distinguish, but that day I could feel like little twinges in there. I don't really know how to explain it though. Hi, handsome Harley. And later in the day, I was like nauseous. I had crotch cramps. I'll say I had cramps in my little crotch. Probably my uterus. I don't know. Maybe I was being dramatic. And then I had another positive for my first response. And I'm also post that one. And you can definitely see that line way better on there. So. And then October 8th. So, well, I'll talk about that after. Okay, October 8th. In midday, I was nauseous. Toward the evening, like I got even more nauseous. My right nostril felt swollen. I had a clear blue rapid test, and that's one that does the cross. I'll post that as well. And it was positive, and I said I actually very nauseous at 7:45, and my boobs were sore again. So October 9th, I had got me a cute little bump on my chin. I had light nausea, but I had a big fat positive on my clear blue rapid test again. And I think that day I also did the digital test, and I got it said pregnant on that. So I was extremely happy for that. So let's get into the not so cute part. And I'm gonna try not to be emotional about it, because let me not. But So my mom's birthday is October 13th. When I was leaving Korea to come here, I booked her, while I was literally on the plane, I booked my mama a flight to come here for her birthday. So I did not, only person, like family member that knew I was actually, I'm sorry, I got like a piece of hair and it's irking my soul. It's tickling my arm. So the only family member I told that I was going to go through with, like my family knew that I was taking this route, but the only person that knew I was actually going through with it, that at that time when I did it, was my older brother. Love you. He's the only one that knew. My mom did not know. Y'all don't understand how hard it was for me to not tell my mom, because me and my mom are like this. That's my world. That's my bestie. Like everything. And I can't hold water for real. If it's anything, I have to tell my mama. Like if something crazy happens, best believe I tell my mama. So my mama knows your business. Sorry. Love you. That's my friends, and you know, I tell Stephanie everything. Y'all know that's my girl, so don't act brand new. But I did not tell her because she was coming up there and this was around her birthday. I had ordered her, I think it was when I first got the first few positive, first two maybe, I ordered her this necklace that said Nana. I didn't like the font. I wish I would have done it a different font, but she has a necklace that says Nana. And I was looking up stuff to get her for her birthday. Like even before I knew if it worked, I was looking on Etsy looking up personalized stuff to get her for her birthday, to break the news to her, because y'all don't know how much this woman been wanting a grandchild. She been wanting one for so long. Every time she'll see her friends post their grandchild or something with their grandchild, she's like, wish I had me a grandchild. And I'm just like, go talk to them other two kids you got, bruh. Only one is in a relationship, because y'all know I'm divorced and single. The other one, we ain't gonna worry about him. Love him to death, but from a distance, baby, from a distance. She been like wanting a grandchild for the longest, so I know this was gonna be something that was so exciting for her. So she was supposed to get in on the 12th, but she had issues getting Harley here because, you know, Hawaii, well, if you don't know, Hawaii has very strict pet policies and stuff. They have to make sure they have all these like certificates and rabies shots and all this stuff, because this is a rabies free territory. And he had all of his stuff, but we didn't know that with her having a layover in Kona that she would need paperwork for Kona too, which is crazy to me, but hey. So she only had paperwork for him to come to Oahu, which is where I live. She was supposed to get her on the 12th. They ended up with, she had an issue with that, so she had to get a direct flight. Hey, back up. Back up. You so cute. Stop looking at me like that. Back up. Thank you. Come around and sit right here. Come around this way. Thank you. You can come over here. Just be careful, okay? You're so cute. But y'all, he is so cute. Harley is the cutest thing ever. He's so aggravating sometimes, but he's so cute. Anyways, like I was saying before, my cutie pie interrupted me. I ended up having to book her another flight for the next day, which was her actual birthday, to get here because of all that hoopla. So let me tell y'all how that day started. So on the 12th, which is the day before her birthday, a few days after I found out that I'm actually pregnant. And I'll post a picture of the day, one of the days that I found, I think the day when I forgot what positive I had got on that day. But I was so cute that day. And it's crazy because after, I had posted something on my Instagram notes, and I put finally cut my waist beads off. And because I had waist beads on during the beginning of that pregnancy, and people were trying to be funny. I get that they didn't know why, but people trying to be funny like, oh, because you got fat or you gained weight. No, it's because of something traumatic. That's why I cut it off. Because, you know, I was told and I read that when you like, it holds on to the bad energy, so you should cut them off. So that's why I ended up just cutting them off after I lost the baby. So when I woke up that day, I had to go take my car to Honolulu to get a oil change. I forgot what it's like, what it's called, S1, D1. I don't remember. Something I had to get changed or fixed, whatever, something like that. So I took my car, and my mom called me. I think while on the way there, I was talking to her, and I was like my stress levels were so high that day. I was just so irritated with the whole process of her not being able to get here. And I was just like, that day I was just so stressed out. I just felt so stressed that morning. And I was talking to her while I was in the car, and then once I dropped my car off, I went and sat in these benches, and I was just sitting there like talking on the phone with her, Googling, trying to call the people, like the agriculture center here, for a pet, so I can know what I need to do. Excuse me. So I can know what I need to do, things like that, for them to get here. So that day, I was just so stressed. My body was under so much stress, and I was just sitting out there, and I finally got her another flight booked for the next day. Everything was good with that. It was a direct flight here, I think from LA to here, because one of the airlines wouldn't allow pets or something like that. And I'm just like, but I'm like, he's not a pet, he's my son, he just has fur, okay? So after that, I was happy, I was calming down, I was talking to my mom and whatnot. I get home, I text my best friend Tracy. I think I text her, did I call her, or she FaceTime me, I don't know. Somehow we ended up on the phone or texting or something. So I ended up telling her that I was pregnant. And literally, we talked on the phone for a little while. Literally, as soon as we got off the phone, about maybe 2 minutes later, I get a phone call. Because actually, I think that morning I went to, so the day before, no, I think a day or two before, the day before or the day before that, I went and got blood work done, because, you know, they do blood after your positive test, like, they do your blood work to check your levels, your HCG levels, which is pregnancy hormone. They check your levels, and that first day they called me, they was like, yes, they confirmed, I was at work, they was like, yes, we're confirming that you are pregnant, and I was so happy when they called me that day. This was like maybe 2 days before this. So then I come back, I think that morning, it was either the day before or that morning, I went and got blood drawn for them to see if, like, to check my levels, because they do it 3 times to make sure your levels are rising and not dropping or staying stagnant, because they're supposed to double every 48 hours. So as soon as I get off the phone with Tracy, I get a phone call from Fertility Institute. And when I answered the phone, I was excited, because I'm just like, yeah, she's gonna tell me that my levels are going up. So when I answered the phone, she, I could tell in her tone that something wasn't right. And as soon as I heard her, like, ask my name and all this, and, like, confirm stuff, like, the way she sounded, I knew something wasn't right. And my heart immediately sunk. So she told me, I'm trying not to cry. See, that's why I didn't get cute, because I just knew that might get a little crybaby-ish. But I was gonna wait till my face, like the redness in my face went away, but that's gonna take forever. So we're just gonna keep going. So she was like, unfortunately your HC levels dropped, so prepare for to miscarry the child. So I'm like, is there like a way, like, has there ever been any cases where it went back up for people or anything? She was like, it has, but it's very, very rare. So we don't want to get your hopes, you know, up. So just go ahead and, like, mentally prepare to miscarry. And so I was just like, okay. As soon as I got off the phone, I just went to boo-hoo crying. Like, when I tell you, I was like, I don't know, I think I threw my phone on the floor or something too. I just, like, lost it. And I've always prayed, always, that I would never experience that. And what do I do? Experience it. And I thought I was in the clear, of that, because I had the hysteroscopy, where they remove the polyp, the tissue, that grows in, randomly grows in the uterus. I thought I would be clear from it because I had that, but no, that's not how that works. So when I'm in the bathroom sitting on my toilet, like I had the toilet seat down, I was just sitting on top of the toilet, just crying my eyes out. And as I'm crying my eyes out, guess who calls me? Guess who FaceTimes me from her hotel? My mother. So I didn't want to answer the phone, but I had to. And keep in mind, she still didn't know about the baby. So when she answered the phone, of course my face is like bloodshot red, like y'all see I'm a chocolate girl, and chocolate people don't come for me. So I'm like, no, you're not chocolate, whatever. I'm a brown skin, dark skin girl. So when of course it shows really bad on my face, eyes bloodshot, snot coming down my nose, and she's like, what's wrong? Like, what's wrong? And so I end up having to explain to her that I wanted to surprise her on her birthday and let her know that I was pregnant. And she was just like, I could tell she was kind of like stuck. And she was just like, oh, it's going to be okay. And I explained to her what the doctor said, that my levels had dropped. So, to expect to miscarry. And like, I kept Googling things, and I was hoping that it was going to be a I'm going to say subchorionic, I don't know how to say it, hemotobalin goblin. Let me see what it's called. Okay, subchorionic hematoma. Yeah. I was hoping it was that, and that is a collection of blood. So let me just tell you in my own words, because I feel like it'll make a little more sense. But from what I was explaining, it's like maybe not a cyst, but let me see if they consider it a cyst. But it's a ball of blood. Let me see. How about I just read what it says? So it's a collection of blood that occurs between the wall of the uterus and the chorion or sac that surrounds the embryo during pregnancy. So as the baby grows, usually around like 7 weeks and stuff, it'll it can pop and cause you to just start gushing blood, and you would just be thinking, I'm miscarrying. That's what you think. So I was hoping that maybe it was gonna be something like that, but it wasn't adding up for me. So I ended up telling her about that, and so she was like, oh, I'm sorry, and stuff like that. So the next day, I cried some more that day, like a lot that day, and I just stayed in my bed. So the next morning, I had to go pick her and Harley up from the airport. So on the way to the airport, I was fighting. I was sitting at the light, and I was fighting it, but I did cry a little bit on the way to go pick her up. But it's like when I saw her and Harley, like, I felt better. I was just so happy to see them, and I'm so thankful that it happened when it happened and the way it happened, because I had my mom there with me. I don't know how I would have taken it if she wasn't there to distract me, So when I seen her, she hugged me for a long time, and then we ended up going to, I think the next day we ended up going to the Polynesian Culture Center, and because I was still pregnant. 2. So whatever day I believe it was, let's see. I think I have it in my notes. So on October 14th, which is the day after she got there, the day after her birthday, I had a little bit of at the Polynesian Culture Center. I went to the bathroom, and I had like very, very slight light brown discharge. I hope it's not TMI, but y'all know we're talking about the women's body, so whatever. I had very light brown discharge, and so I told my mom, we were sitting there waiting for this show to begin, and I was just like fighting tears so hard, just sitting there because I was trying not to think about it, but I just couldn't help it. So I was just sitting there, biting my lip, biting the hell out of my lip, trying not to cry. And then as we're watching the show at the Polynesian Culture Center, I'm biting the hell out of my lip again because they're doing like some little, like in the little play, it was like the birth of something or someone or something like that. And it was just so triggering. So triggering. Oh my God. And then they had these two little kids to come out and do a little dance. It was a girl and a little boy. And it was just the cutest thing ever. I'm like in there fighting for my life not to cry, y'all. Fighting tears. Because I knew what was coming when I saw the light brown discharge. And so I had abdominal cramps, and then it wasn't like too much, and I also had my uterus was cramping as well. So the day after that, I think when we went to go eat brunch at Smith and King's. Yeah, that's my spot. Ooh. And I went to go to the bathroom, and I had light pink. It was a very light pink discharge, and then later in the day I had a dark red, and the full flow started. And I had a one big clot, so I'm assuming that was the baby coming out. And when I took a shower that night, I don't remember which night it was. I remember I was taking a shower, and I was like just sitting in the shower crying, and I didn't want my mom to hear me, cause like I could tell she was hopeful too, and she was excited. And when she would see me grab like a pad or something to put in my purse to bring with me just in case, or I don't know if it was after it actually started, like I could just see like she was just like watching me do it, and I'm just like, but having her there, I swear, helped me so much, because I took it way better than I would have taken it if she wasn't there. I would have been a hot mess. So we went to the aquarium and all that. I might post that picture because I look a hot chunky mess in that picture, but we went to the aquarium, and that was fun. And it took my mind off of it a lot, even though I was having to change pads and stuff. It took my mind off of it a lot, and I was happy. I won't say happy, but I was managing. I was functioning, having my mom there around. So I was able to get through it easier, because I ended up miscarrying when the full flow started was at 4 weeks and 4 days. So it was right before, 3 days before hitting 5 weeks, which I'm thankful for, because 5 weeks the baby's heart starts. So some people would have considered that like what I lost a baby, but it was growing inside of me, so it's my baby. So I still consider the baby. Beanie was my baby. So yeah, I fully miscarried at 4 weeks and 4 days, when the full flow started, and I was surprisingly super calm about it. I don't think I cried about it the day. I was, of course, still sad, but I was able to function, thankfully, because my mama and Harley was there. So on the 16th of October, I was having lower back pains, and my boobs were still sore, because it takes a little while for all of the hormones to get out of your body. Because I wasn't far along, it didn't take long for the hormones to get out of my body. Thankfully, that's why I was able to go ahead and do the next insemination like almost ASAP. Because I don't know, it was something I was reading, I was Googling to see if I should wait a month and then do it, or just go ahead and do it. But I read is that it was best to try again within like ASAP, between 1 and 3 months. So I was like, okay, and I just like felt so motivated to go for it again. I was just like, I'm going for it, it's gonna work, let's go. Yeah, I was just like, I gotta do it. So on the 17th of October is when I finally got a negative pregnancy test, and I had a few clots as well. So that sucked. And then some things I noticed in that small amount of time is I had sweets cravings. This pregnancy, no, I hated sweets in the first half. I had to poop a lot. I was gassy, moody. Felt like I had a lump in my throat, and then my senses were heightened, like for real. Ugh. Everything stink. Like you could just smell everything 10 times, and it's just, I don't like that. So yes, that was that. Um, I really am thankful for my mom. Y'all don't know how much I love that lady. That's my dog, and I'm so happy and thankful that it happened when it did, because I really don't know how I would have, you know, gotten through it that quickly, without her being here. And every night before I go to bed, I always tell Harley, I'm like, night night, Harley, mommy loves you. And I tell Beanie, which is my angel baby, I was like, night night, Beanie, mommy loves you. And I always tell my Jelly Bean, night night, Jelly Bean, mommy loves you. Because I do. It's still, it doesn't really, like, for a while, I could talk about it without getting emotional. And I still pretty much can. But I remember a few months ago, it was the solar eclipse thing. This girl, she had just posted, like a little bit before, some weeks before that, that she just found out she was expecting her second child. And then the day of the solar eclipse, she posted that she miscarried, and she was asking if anybody, like, how did other people get through it, and like if anybody has this, like, a story to share. So I ended up typing mine. I shared it with her, and before then I could talk about it and not cry, but that day, oh yeah, I was like boo-hooing. And I called my mom, and I was like laughing. I was telling her, I'm like, girl, why am I over here crying? Or why was I crying? And I was trying to explain to her why, and I bust out crying again. She was just like, oh Lord. I was like, I know. And the reason I decided to tell this story is because my due date is actually June 18th, which is hopefully today that I'm dropping a video. And yes, well, 2 days ago, because today is the June 17th. So yesterday was Father's Day. Happy belated Father's Day to the fathers out there, the real active fathers, not the ladies who do it on their own. Let them have it. Stop it. Not having Father's Day to your baby daddy because he don't do nothing, but the real fathers. But you don't get to get anyway. But my due date is actually June 18th, which is tomorrow. But today, because that's when I'm posting it on that day. So yeah, I asked my mom, I was like, can I cry about it? She was like, no. And I was like, okay, fine. And even though, you know, I was a little sad that I lost, well, I ain't say a little sad. We said that I lost Beanie. I am so grateful for Jelly Bean. This is my baby. I'm so happy for him. I'm grateful that my journey, like becoming a single mother by choice or getting pregnant, was very simple, because so many women have, like, their journey is so long, so painful from all the losses they've had. So I'm like, I try not to complain about the loss, and be grateful that I was given my rainbow baby. But it's hard. It is hard. Losing a child is never easy, whether it's 4 weeks in your womb or 14 years out of your womb. It's still hard. Of course, it does not compare to a child that you've been raising versus a child that you know, are carrying. It does not compare to that, but it's still a loss is a loss. So it is actually very painful. So right before I left and went, I took some leave days because my mom was coming. Right before I left, I did let my leadership know, because y'all know I work around hazardous materials. So when I came back, I had to tell them. I was like, yeah, the baby's gone. So they was just like, they didn't know how to, like, react or take it. And I'm just like, because I'm the type of person, I try to joke about things, or I make light of things, because I don't want to make other people feel uncomfortable and be like, I'm sorry, well, I don't know what to do. But, you know, they were just like, I'm sorry for your loss and stuff like that. I'm like, thank you. But I do try to make light of things to not get emotional when I talk about it. So yeah, let me actually go close this door before another critter fly in my house. I will have more videos coming about this process with my little jelly bean, and how that IUI went, the symptoms that I had. So if you're a symptom spotter, you can watch it, and maybe we'll have some of the same symptoms, and voila, you'll be pregnant as well. You can, if you have like specific questions that you want to know, you can ask me, comment, or anything, because I'm going to make additional videos, and I do want to know like what people want to know about the process. That's either just curious or thinking about it themselves. My nephew is funny. But if you have any questions, you can hit me up on Instagram, or you can email me, or you can comment, and I can make a video with that information. I think that's all that I really want to say now. So make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at @Daisy_, which should be right here on the screen. And tell your auntie, your dog, your newborn baby, your baby that's in the womb, fiance, ex-fiance, the girl you've been cheating with down the street. Tell them to like, comment, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram as well. I love you all. I love me the freak back. Let me